Peace, family. It's your brother, Marc Lamont Hill. We're watching the Marc Lamont Hill official YouTube channel's War on Gaza report. Every single night here on the Marc Lamont Hill official YouTube channel, we take careful attention and we pay careful attention to the events in Gaza. Since October 7th, Israel has waged a vicious war against the Palestinian people, not against Hamas, not against terrorism, but against the Palestinian people. That's why every single night we refer to this not as a war in Gaza, but rather a war on Gaza. And we don't get a break as a global community. I'm not complaining for myself. I'm saying, like, the Palestinian people just don't get a break. The war on Gaza is now at day 235. And the thing is, when you look at Protective Edge, when you look at Casualties, I mean, you just see evidence that these things can't go but for so long. But this is nasty. This is ugly. This is brutal. This is scary. Yeah. Anyway, let's start with the numbers. We're going to get right to it. As of today, at least 36,096, I'm going to say that again, 36,096 Palestinians have been killed, and 81,136 have been wounded in Israel's war on Gaza since October 7th. And of course, the death toll in Israel remains at least 1,139, with dozens of people still held captive somewhere. They've been kidnapped. They're hostages. Again, illegal. One of the things that I say every so often is, you know what? Let's just get to the latest developments. I have thoughts, but y'all don't pay me to think on the war on Gaza report. You pay me to give you some analysis, but mainly to tell you the stories. Israeli forces shelled a tent camp in a designated safe zone west of Rafa and killed at least 21 people, including 13 women and girls, in the latest mass killing of Palestinian civilians. I just want you to, when you hear things like at least 21 people were killed and 13 of them were women and girls, I mean, like, how do y'all defend that? How can you explain that other than to say Hamas is everywhere? They're like inside of people's hijabs. Like, they'll say anything to justify blowing up. Anyway, I'm just frustrated. I'm frustrated and I'm angry because the only thing I want, the only thing I've ever imagined, the only thing I've ever fought for is justice. From justice, you get to peace. Saying this every single night is just very difficult, y'all. And I'm not talking about for myself. I'm talking about for the people who have the kids who have to grow up in the Gaza Strip watching this. I'm talking about people who are wondering where their family members are. And even if they got it to Jordan, even if they got to Egypt, they don't know where the rest of the people are. This is an awful, brutal, disgusting, genocidal war. And the issue is it's just relentless. There's no let up. Israeli forces shelled a tent camp in a designated safe zone, which is what I said, right? A designated safe zone. If you missed night school, I'll go into some little greater detail, but it was called a safe zone by all the parties. I mean, they don't give a damn. All right, let's move on. The UN Security Council convened an emergency meeting over Israel's ground invasion of Rafah as Spain, Ireland, and Norway formally recognized the state of Palestine. This is an important note, and the Prime Minister of Spain in particular was saying that, you know, these types of moves will help to strengthen relationships and maybe even normalize them. And this is where one of the few, very, very few instances where I'm like, Saudi got it right. We're not normalizing anything. You can talk all that stuff, but we ain't doing nothing until there's a Palestinian state. The EU is working to get a Palestinian state. The UN Security Council ultimately, in terms of consensus, wants one. So we'll see what happens. It's going to be an uphill, bloody, nasty battle, but we'll see what happens. The UN says that it has received about 170 trucks of humanitarian aid over the past 3 weeks, which, of course, is nothing. The fact the UN said it was a, quote, drop in the ocean in comparison to the 500 trucks needed each day. So I just want to say that again. On a normal day, in a normal Gazan situation, Yani, maybe that's not the best. Let me not overstate it, but I'll just say this. You need 500 trucks to make sure everybody's okay right now. You need 500 trucks, and they just received 170, and the gap is going to widen. People are going to get sick. This is a crisis, and I think the thing that I'm struggling with is that even when people see the crisis dimensions of this, that is to say, you saw 45 people just die. You saw it. My frustration is that so many people, after seeing it, remain silent too much. And here's the thing: Palestine ain't the only issue. If y'all were silent on this because y'all were so busy rocking out for Congo or Sudan, you wouldn't hear shit from me. I wouldn't say a word. But I feel like there's just so many of us who are just afraid. Who are just afraid. I mean, if they need 500 trucks and they fall at 330, it's like you're 330 sandwiches short. You're 330 trucks short. There's just no commitment to the people, not these people. And it's Israel's incursion, launched in early May, has forced 1 million people to flee Rafa, most of whom had already been displaced several times by Israel's bloody war. So one of the things we're beginning to see is people backtracking a little bit. So I mean, Rafa is going to be more like its normal size, but people got to go somewhere. Back when the ICJ was making its initial arguments, and subsequent to that emergency hearing, they made it very clear that aid has to get in. All the human rights organizations saying the same thing. And I think what I'm struggling with is that if everybody's watching this happen, and the UN is saying this is a problem, and the people on the ground are clearly hungry, and people are literally dying of starvation. There's a famine that's not just looming but present at this point. Why are we so silent? Why do we lack courage? I don't know. Anyway, speaking of lacking courage, Australia's parliament votes against recognizing a Palestinian state. Yo, why do settler colonial empires they don't die, they just multiply? Australia's federal parliament has voted against recognizing Palestine as an independent state. Here's how the House of Representatives voted on the motion put forward by the Greens. Yes, 5, no, 80. So it was not even a close. Yeah. Yeah, it wasn't even close. There's a couple more stories, but I don't have the energy to do it. Not because I'm sleepy, but because I'm tired of this, yo. We have to figure out something different. I don't care if no one ever goes to school again. I don't care if we gotta flood the. I don't know. Streets, flood the streets with people. I'm saying not do civic damage. I guess what I'm saying is I don't know what works. I don't know how to appeal to people's best instincts and best interests. I don't know how to stop a violent war overseas. I don't know, but when I see the images, and I don't even be looking for them, when I can just get smacked dead in the face, it's heartbreaking. And no one is doing much of anything. Some of y'all are doing everything, but most of us aren't doing enough. Rosa Billy said, "How are your people in Gaza?" You know, some of my people in Gaza are okay. Others I haven't heard from, and I'm very, very scared. Genuinely scared. I'm also scared from my West Bank folk, especially East Jerusalem. Anyway, it's a lot. It's a lot. Anyway, y'all, I want to thank y'all for watching the War on Gaza Report. Please hit the like button. Make sure you watch these episodes. Make sure you share these episodes. If you want to make sure to watch these and share these episodes, go to subscribe and become a member of the channel. You can also, or not become a member, you can hit subscribe and become a subscriber to the channel. If you hit the join button, you can become a member of the channel. And in doing so, you get access to more information, more videos, and more context. There'll be some other programs and prizes and giveaways, all connected. But most importantly, when you join the channel or you donate to the channel, you're allowing us to survive. I don't have a corporate media donor. I don't have a billionaire backing me. I just got sweat equity. I'm just working my behind off and trying to do this every night. So I'm grateful for anything you all can spare. Whatever it is helps us, because in 6 months or 3 months, I don't want to be sitting at this table. I want to be in the studio that we're building. I want there to be a camera person who we hire. I want Princess to, I don't know, be at the Cowboys game while we getting blown out, while by 6 touchdowns while we're here working. Like whatever it is, I want the possibilities that comes from support. We're growing. We're doing well. I'm grateful, but just if there's a way you can support, please do. Let me see here. Oh, Bullet the Bunny, can you help us understand how Nader got his 200,000 plus death toll estimate? I believe it, but I want to understand. I have no idea. I can promise you I can look and find out. 200,000 sounds crazy to me. Let me look here, because now you got me wondering. I don't know what the hell he talking about. I'll do more digging into his metrics. I don't know. It's not a quick answer, but I can find that out. But people sort of ignore that. But anyway, I just appreciate y'all so much. I'm gonna let y'all go, but thank you so much for the support. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, again, hit the join button if you're so inclined. We really do appreciate it. And if you want to do some financial support without making the monthly commitment, I totally understand that. These are the platforms where you can support us. These are the platforms where you can do something other than watching, because when you watch, that's the biggest help. People watching this stuff is the biggest deal. But you also do support when you share the video. You do support when you spread the word. So if you don't have a nickel, I don't care. I'm not demanding money from you. I'm asking for support. And I'm not the only independent media game in town either. So there are other independent media platforms that do amazing work. Support them. I'm not Joe Biden. I don't feel entitled to your support. I want it if you can offer it. And if you can't, that's okay. But keep watching, keep hitting the like button, keep hitting the subscribe button. I'm grateful for y'all. I appreciate y'all. A couple of y'all saying y'all had an issue at the time. Keep in mind, night school is now at 9 o'clock. 9 o'clock. So every night at 9 o'clock we go, and then the Gaza report comes on at 10:15, presumably right after night school. So we got some great guests this week on night school. I can't tell you all of them because I haven't confirmed them, but they're dope. They're big time. They're fun. And that's that. But thank y'all for supporting the channel. Thank y'all for supporting the work. I'll see y'all soon. Peace.